Alright, I'm going to go over some of these HTML elements that we have under our pagestyles.html page. And I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in to the page and we'll take a look at it. So in our HTML files, let's go ahead and look at the pagestyles.html file. So if I scroll up to the top, the first set of styles that we're going to look at are list styles. And those are pretty simple and self-explanatory. They're basically just lists, and then we add a simple class to them if you have an arrow or a check mark, and that's what's going to create these styled lists. And then these two at the bottom are just standard lists, and then unordered lists, and ordered lists. So you can just take a peek at all of these. You might not even need this video. You can just look at the page probably and check out this simple HTML. And that next one is the default button. This one's easy as well. It's just a simple link, and then we just add a class of button to them. So that's what this first one is just a link with the class of button. And then the second one is a simple link, and we add a class of button, and then there's a space, and then we add secondary button class. And that's what gives it this other blue color. So it's really easy to create these two buttons. And then actually I'll just show you, if let's say we removed the secondary button class, it becomes a regular button. And if we remove the button class altogether, it just becomes a text link. So it's really easy to add those styles in and take them out. Tagged content is super easy as well. It's basically just two lists, and we've commented it out for you. So the first one is a set of tabs, and then the second one is the actual content. And then they're related to each other simply by linking to the ID. And then obviously the first one has a class of active. So it's really easy. You can just mimic the demo that we already have set up. And the featured slider is really easy as well. It's just a div that's set up, and the div, basically the surrounding one, is what creates the border, and then inside of it is just an unordered list, and you can surround your images with links or not. Then you can have images, and then underneath that you have your JavaScript that actually controls all of this, empowers the slider. And the last thing we have is column shortcodes. And I'm going to go ahead and actually show you the column shortcodes on the full width page. They're the same thing. It's just a little easier because there's a little bit less code on that page. So let's go ahead and open up the full width.html code page and dive into the code. So this is all set up in a grid layout. And basically we have a set of grid 2 column, and then grid 3, grid 4, etc. It's all really easy, the naming convention. You can find examples on our full width page. And basically the only trick to setting these up is the last column has an additional class of last column. So if you see this second one has a class of last column, and then once you've finished your row, you add a clear fix, and what that does is it keeps your columns from floating over each other, and it basically just means that it ends the row, so nothing can float around, just keeps everything constant. So then on this one we would have a grid 2 column, grid 4 column, grid 4 column, and grid last column. So we can look at the code right here. It's just one grid 2 column, grid 4 column, and then this last one has a grid 4 column with the last column, and then we're going to clear fix it to make sure that all the alignments cleared out. So it's really easy to set up all those column shortcodes. Take a look at those pages if you need any help, and then it should be all self-explanatory from there once you've seen the examples. So that should be all the HTML styles and samples that we have set up for you.